A very happy Diwali to you all. This is actually a festival of lights, not only illuminating your entire surroundings, but also illuminating your soul. And as always, I personally wanted to wish you all a very happy Diwali and a very great, prosperous, and a productive new year ahead. I know that we all know the history of Diwali. We all know how it is, the victory of good over evil. But at the same time, I also want you all to know that now that we are emancipated and well into our independence, where we are free of thought, word, and action, it is high time that we start also understanding the fact that illuminating our souls is also important. The other day, when I was writing excerpts on my book, I actually understood and I realized that when things go wrong in our life, we should not blame it on the stars, but just have a peek inside and start decluttering our mind and soul. And the answers or the solutions to all your problems will start emerging from there. That is known as lighting of your soul. And now it's also important to know that here I am sitting alive, and I really want you guys to ask me questions so that I can start answering to some of the problems or some of the issues that actually at times disturb an individual. I am looking forward to you guys and people who all want to connect and chat with me are more than welcome to ask me any questions under the sun, and I, in my capacity, would like to answer all those in perspective to the understanding that I have. And so it's very important for us to all know that this life, we need to be alive. It's not important how long you live. What is important is the life that we create in our lives. Resilience. There are a couple of words that I have actually drilled them into my mind. And though people always say that, Dolly Manghat, you are always positive. That's not the question that I always try to be positive. I just feel positive because I feel as long as I am alive, problems will be there. And because I am alive, I can find the solutions. It's something like the heartbeat only. When the heartbeat starts going straight, that means I am dead. But when my heart is erratic, that means I am alive. So if there are problems, there are solutions. And if there are problems, it means I am living life to the maximum. And so it's very important for us to know that we are all not individually embroiled in something. We are basically all human beings 100%. Like Guru Nanak ji had very well said, Nanak dukhiya sab sansar, so sukhiya jis naam hadar. Basically, those days we used to give a lot of credibility or a lot of belief in the spiritualism part of it or the ritualism part of it. So we always felt that going for spiritual shopping is going to eliminate all our problems. No, it actually helps us becoming more resilient and more accepting to things that are in life. And that is how we start thinking that, yes, our problems are being solved. But actually, in today's world, when we are educated and we all want to live life, it is important to know that work is worship. Worship is not work. So get up, wake up to the feelings. We do not have to demarcate ourselves and say that, okay, fine, we are into religions or different religions, or a Hindu does this and a Muslim does this and a Sikh does this and a Christian does this. No, we are all individuals, the souls of one Almighty. Whomsoever we believe, whomsoever we trust in, what is important for us is actually to understand that the soul within us is our highest universe, and we have to reach our soul and do things according to our souls, what our souls prompt us to do. And the moment we realize that, yes, the souls are, my soul is telling me that this is what is going to make me happy, you should actually listen to the inner voice of yours. Throughout my life, in fact, half of my life, I have to actually make you all understand and realize that I also, like many of us, did things what others expected me to do. But after the age of 35, when the awakening or the Buddha in me awakened, I actually realized that I don't want to do things what I'm expected to do, but I want to do things in which I'm happy to do. It takes a little bit of time, but eventually you can actually embark upon your own journey and start doing things what make you truly feel happy. It could be a simple thing like walking in your garden. It could be a simple thing like sitting in your room and just counting and seeing what are the things that make your entire room. Actually, your own space or your own room is the reflection of your soul. So starting from your soul to your room, to your office, to your, to your room, to your house, to your office, and then to your surroundings, this awareness will truly awaken the Buddha in you. Like all our great sages have told us, start living in the present. Basically, I never used to understand this. What does it mean by start living in the present? And I used to wonder, how do I live? Then when I realized that living in the present basically simply means that doing what your heart aspires you to do, doing what you yourself want to do, and then working your way towards the progress. Stop thinking about the success and progress. Start thinking about your happiness and satisfaction. What gives you happiness? What gives you satisfaction? What helps you grow? And what is it that you want to do? And a simple thing here is honesty. Be honest to yourself. Your biggest loyalty in the world or in your life is not to other people, but to yourself. If you can be loyal to yourself, trust me, the loyalty will automatically, it's very infectious, it will automatically be for the people you love. It automatically be for the people that you actually are interacting time to time. So hence it is important that your first and foremost duty is looking at your own self, being loyal to yourself, being honest to yourself, and doing things which truly, truly, truly make you happy. Trust me, no religion, no caste, no bar. Nobody is going to teach you anything. In fact, I at times tell my clients, the questions that you're asking me, the answers lie within that question of yours. And how do you actually see those questions? Because we all individuals, I'm a firm believer of what is inside is outside. And I've always seen in my life that whenever we are asking a question, it is basically we know the answer, but we ask somebody else only to get an endorsement, only to get a reiteration that yes, what I am thinking and what I am saying is absolutely right. But come on, give a little bit of credibility. What about you yourself? When you know what you are wanting, or when you know what you are desiring, and when you know what is going to make you happy, what stops you from pursuing that? Be it a relationship, be it a situation, be it a materialistic thing, be it living your life. Live life the way you want. So this Diwali, like they say, we always wait for 1st of Jan to make our resolutions. I would say every festive day is a reminder by itself that this is what I want to do, and henceforth I am going to start leading the life the way it makes me happy. And you don't have to be aggressive about it. You don't have to prove to anybody that do you think the life that I'm leading is fine? You will only ask this question to somebody that do you think the life that I'm leading is fine, because you have that doubt in your own heart, because you know it, that maybe what I'm doing is wrong. This little bit of introspection can actually lead you to great heights. Chanakya, I'm quite a follower of Chanakya and his nitis, though he seems to be very astute and a very shrewd and a very, conniving politician, they say, or he was a manipulator. Or everybody has their own perception of Chanakya, but yet the books of Chanakya or the Chanakya Niti is very well stood even today. Why is it very well stood? It is because it has actually seen, it has tested the times, and whether it was the yesteryears or whether it is today, it's applicable. Even his teachings or his things are applicable even today. Now here, stop. I would say that when Chanakya's teachings are applicable today also, and he had a very simple line when he said, cut off the negative from your life. Now, whether the negative is the darkness of your soul, or there are energy vampires, people who give you negativity for no rhyme or reason. You don't have to question why does somebody give you a negative energies. These are basically clashing of your auras. So you have to deliberately make a decision and make a choice to cut the negativity from your life in form of people, in form of situations, in form of thoughts. If you actually work and if you actually try, trying is success, but not trying is definitely a failure. Like they say, there's a very famous Chinese proverb when they say that failure is refusing to get up. And success is when you get up. The walking will come later on. So I would say, wake up. I would say you need to wake up, you need to get up, and then you need to start walking with small steps towards the goals, and soon everything will follow. Some of the questions that I get is that when am I going to start becoming successful in life? When is my time period going to come? My answer is that your time period is always there. The opportunities are always there, but it is for you to get up and recognize and be realistic about your own potentials, about your own talents, about your own limitations. This awareness will give you a lot of happiness and satisfaction. And by accepting your limitations, I definitely don't mean that you can't succeed because you feel you cannot do a certain thing. Every individual, 100%, has his plus or minuses. So again, like I say during the Diwali, illuminate yourself by knowing yourself. Be self-aware. Pledge to be self-aware. Pledge to know what connects with you, what is right for you, and be powerful enough to cut the negative energies from your life, cut the energy vampires. You know, people who can actually completely gnaw on your nerves. Sometimes for no rhyme or reason, you may feel that when you connect with somebody, that person can only end up arguing. So if you cannot break away from that relationship, it's always nice to detour. It's always nice to take a different route. And to give credibility to all this, it's very important for you to understand that learn to forgive, but don't forget. Forgive a person, but don't forget the nuances. Because when we forgive and when we forget, what happens is we undergo the same circumstances in life. So forgive and take a different route. Coming to our astrology, because I am known for my work in astrology, I have realized and I have analyzed in-depth studies of it, which have been, this 15th of August have been endorsed by NASA also, that yes, the planets do have an effect on the energies in our body. That is the water, air, earth, and fire. And that is how some of us are so hyper and some of us are so easily adaptable, or we easily get carried away, or because of the higher air energies, we have so many dreams, and then at times we get frustrated because they do not manifest in the correct way. And then some of us are completely taking over the responsibilities. Now, all this, when you'll ask me that why am I the way I I am. So my answer to you here is that astrologically, during the time of birth, when a child takes birth, he's actually completely, I would say, infused with the energies of the planets that are placed closest to the earth during that time. And that is what makes us the water, air, earth, and fire balanced or imbalanced in our body. So knowing yourself through your natal chart is the first and the most accurate way of knowing what are the energies that are balanced or imbalanced in my body, and what is it that makes me. What is I am? Am I a fire energy, or am I a mixture of the energies? What are the energies that are overbalanced? So there is a question that has just come to me. Born on 7th July 1986. Please tell me something. Now, here, when the person who's born in this date of birth basically is born in the water energy, but at the same time has a lot of air energy, which means that this individual actually analyzes and analyzes so much that wastes half of the time in thinking. So you have to think and act at the same time. You cannot waste your time only in thinking and over analyzing. And again, because the born in the water energy or the water sign, you tend to be so emotional that you actually take over responsibilities. And because you send mixed signals to the other people, chances are that you may be getting confused yourself. Like I always say, that life is not easy. Life is never so smooth, but yet when you work towards it intelligently, believe in yourself, and you know what are your potentials, be realistic about yourself, you'll be able to maneuver through your life much more smoothly and be happy. And rather than trying to be positive, you will be feeling positive about yourself. And most important is contentment, satisfaction, happiness. So in a nutshell, knowing your Mahadasas, knowing what are the Antardasas in it, knowing what is in your natal chart, what are the pluses and minuses in you. Be a Chandragupta, build your own Mauryan empire by working towards your natal chart, your Mahadasas, your Antardasas, your periods, your sub-periods. What is the personal year actually trying to tell you? How you need to be guided. Take the guidance and be a master of your own destiny.